Hi, along the lines of things that come in handy, today I'm going to do a quick review of this little gadget, which is a wireless adapter for Apple CarPlay. So that instead of having to plug your phone in for CarPlay, it'll just do it automatically straight away while your phone is in the pocket. Nice to have a little time saver, and means you don't have to struggle around with cables plugging it in if you forget to plug in your phone. Also works with Android Auto. So quite small, comes with a couple of interface cables, USB-C and USB. This is the box, reasonable little manual. It's made by, or it is named, Ottocast, and see some links in the video description for buying links. So this car, which is a Jaguar F-Pace 2016 model, had the free upgrade to Apple CarPlay and works quite nicely when it's plugged in to these USB sockets down here, when the phone is plugged into those, of course. But what we're going to do now is plug in this little gadget into the same socket and then see how well it works. But first we have to set up the device by going into our Wi-Fi settings on the phone, look for auto, something in the serial number, connect to it, and then this is basically just following the instructions in the manual. Then bring up a browser on your phone, in this case Safari. Then we want to type into the address bar a website which is a series of numbers, in this case 192.168.1.101. That connects to the website that is created by the little Ottocast device, as you can see here. And then we scroll to the bottom. Initially I started typing in the car make and so on under problem description, but I don't think you need to do that because it's just the default setup. And the problem bit is just if you have any problems and want to report them. So you scroll down to the bottom of this screen, and then I believe it's optional whether you do a firmware update to the device. I always think it's a good idea. And it says an online update is available. So we request that. Starts downloading. You need to obviously have a mobile connection for this. So I've got a quite slow speed here, 3G. Good enough. And you need to make sure that mobile data downloading is enabled. Now just wait for that to update. So after the update, then says wait for more than 30 seconds after the lights are always on. So these little lights here. Then disconnect and reconnect the adapter from the USB port. Let's do that then. So that finishes the whole update. And then the next thing you've got to do is pair it via Bluetooth. So go into the Bluetooth settings and you select that auto, then your serial number bit, which was at the bottom. Allow and accept different pairing codes. Nothing really straightforward. And there you see it says auto 6B07 connected. And then when the device is powered up or plugged in, it'll first of all ask you how you want it to boot up. So for the Jaguar, it asks whether you want to go straight into CarPlay or use their own in-control system, and tell it to remember that choice. And here you can see it's come up with Apple CarPlay. So there we are, it's fully working. Maps and all the other good stuff that you get with Apple CarPlay. So next, let's see how quick it starts up. I've locked the car, everything's turned off. The wireless adapter is powered down. So pretend we're getting in the car. I won't actually start it, but we'll put the ignition on. Lights on the adapter are now on. Waiting for the Jaguar system to boot up. It's quite an old car, so it's not the fastest of systems. The new Pro V Pro is a lot faster from what I've heard. So let's see if there's any automatic boot into Apple CarPlay. Not going to touch anything on the screen just to see if anything comes up. Certainly the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is an option on the next screen, but I'm not going to go there now, just to see whether anything comes up. And it does. It's booted into the Apple CarPlay device, and indeed CarPlay then comes straight up at a similar speed to another device that I tried previously. So that's it. Seems to work quite reasonably. It comes up automatically, don't have to press anything, and hopefully it'll start playing the Spotify music as soon as you start moving off. And of course all of the other apps are all accessible as well, different sat navs and so on. And I think you've also got Siri on here as well. So I've also tried it on this Skoda Scala, and here we want to use Android Auto. So turn it on. The phone's already paired with the device, which is quite straightforward in terms of looking at it, for looking for the device under Bluetooth and pairing it. Nothing complicated there. And wait for the car system to boot up, the device to boot up. So on this car it's a USB-C connector that goes into the USB-C on the Ottocast device. And a little bit of booting up of the device, and there we are in Android Auto on Google Maps. We think it's been recognised as what CarPlay, and it's reinterpreting. Ben, what were you saying about that? How you think it's actually been recognised by the car? Because he thinks the car was only supporting Apple CarPlay.
So it recognises the box.
It says Apple CarPlay box, but when you click on it, it's actually translating across from Android Auto, which is quite handy, because this particular year of car supposedly just did Apple CarPlay, not Android Auto. So yeah, but that works in this Skoda Scala, same as probably VW, quite a few other models of a similar year. What year is this, Ben?
2020.
2020, okay. So the device works. Thanks for watching, and check out the video description section for buying links. Hope that came in handy.